Have you ever wondered how some people can capture beautiful cinematic footage off even a camera that runs less than $350? Well, you came to the right spot because I'm going to show you how to set up your camera to get those cinematic shots that you've been longing for. Hi guys, I'm Daniel Welter, and Solo Videographer is a channel where I give tips and tricks on how to become a more successful and skilled one-man videographer. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your DJI Osmo Pocket 4K to get the most cinematic shots for your video. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is power on our DJI Osmo. The nice thing about the latest update to the DJI Osmo Pocket is that you can use the iPhone as a monitor, or if you're looking for something lighter, you can just use the Pocket itself to adjust the settings. All right, so what you see right here is my screen. So the first thing we want to do is go to the 3 bar at the bottom. And then what you want to do here is you want to make sure you're in Pro settings. And then for video format, you want to keep it at MP4. For white balance, honestly, for me, I always kept it in auto for my shots. It wasn't a big deal. And for color, you want to make sure it's CinelikeD. This gives you a flatter picture profile with more dynamic range, so you can have more room to color correct and color grade. Anti-flicker, we'll keep that at 50 Hertz. We don't need to worry about the volume amplification level, wind noise reduction. If you want, you could use a grid. That would help you center your shot. So let's keep that on. We can do an overexposure alert. So that's really important. Sometimes you'll notice that you have shots that are really blown out with the whites. So this will let you know if you have an overexposure alert. It's also kind of like a zebra setting. The histogram, you can keep that. It'll let you know where, how you can adjust your colors and stuff like that. And then focus mode, you want to keep it at autofocus. So right now I have it on autofocus, and then so you can just tap the screen and it'll focus wherever you tapped your screen. Okay. So the next thing is you want to put this in manual. So that way when you're moving around and moving a shot from the sky to the ground, it won't adjust its lighting. Usually I want to make sure it's under 1600. Or else right here, you can start at 1600, you can start seeing the grain. So let's keep it at 800. So shutter, you want to keep it at a 180-degree rule. Sometimes you can break that if you want, if you're skilled enough. It maintains like a cinematic film look. It's the industry standard. For example, if you're at 24 FPS, your shutter angle is going to be 180 degrees. So that means your shutter speed is going to be 1/48. If you have it at 60 FPS, your shutter speed is going to be 1/120. What I usually do is I usually have it at 120 for my shutter speed because the next thing is you're going to want to shoot at 4K at 60 frames per second. And then you want to keep the quality at fine. You don't want to have super fine, then it's just going to look more of like a video camcorder recording. So keep it at fine. And so the reason why I use 60 frames per second at 4K is so that when I bring the footage to post-production, I set it at 24p. So I'm still getting that 24 FPS look, but I'm shooting at 60 frames per second, which allows me to go into slow motion. I use slow motion for my shots. This allows me to have more stabilized footage, even with the gimbal. It allows me to have more control, and it also just gives out a more cinematic look. So, other than this, that is usually how I have my settings set up for my Pocket Osmo. I actually don't use my iPhone when filming. I actually just use the Osmo itself. So I just use this and I can set the settings like this. So, and with the Osmo, it already gives you a reference. Even though it is a squared monitor, it shows you where you're centering your subjects. All right, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you found this really helpful in getting a better setup for your DJI Osmo Pocket. And I look forward to seeing your footage and see what you have come up with from using those settings. All right, see you next time, guys.